Welcome back everyone, and in today's video lesson we are going to look at how to build the augmented scale. So a couple of quick notes about the augmented scale. One, the augmented scale is considered a symmetrical scale, which is akin to our diminished scale. It's also hexatonic, and if you recall what that means, hexa is going to tell us that it's going to have 6 notes. And this is also going to be known as the minor third half-step scale. Now, going back to this first part here, when we say that it's a minor third, that means it's 3 half steps. And then over here is telling us this is 1 half step. So the way that we build this scale, it's pretty simple. It's just going to be 3 half, 1 half, 3 half, 1 half, just consistently all the way through. So I already have this set up and we're going to start building this. And if I think about 3 half steps from the C note, then we would end up with E flat, and then we do a half step to get E, 3 half steps to give us G, half step to get G sharp, 3 halves, and then a half step. Okay, so let's look at this again. And we have here, this is 3 halves, 1 half. 3 half, 1 half, 3 halves, and 1 half. And so once again, our 3 halves is just a minor third. Now, let's look at the reduced form of the augmented scale, right? Remember we had the reduced form of the diminished scales, so we have the same thing that occurs with augmented scales as well. And the way that we can do that, same exact concept, is we are going to cancel out every other scale degree. Canceling this one out, this one, and this one. And you'll notice that the first note is the same as the last note. So what we're really left with in terms of unique notes in our reduced form would be C, E, and G sharp. And this would be our reduced form. Now, the reason why that's important is because we can actually notice some other patterns that occur with this. All right, and actually let's go maybe one step further. Let's actually go ahead and put them all in here. And if we do that, well, 3 halves plus 1 half, right? So 3 halves plus 1 half is going to give us 4 halves, which is really reduced to 2 whole steps. And that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing 2 whole steps, 2 whole steps, and 2 whole steps. So we're just seeing 2 whole steps, 2 whole steps, 2 whole steps. Now, 2 whole steps is a specific kind of interval, which we call a major third. So this is a major third. And I'm just going to call it capital M3, capital M3. This altogether builds an augmented chord. An augmented chord. And so that is the underlying chord. That's the embedded chord in our reduced form. And recall that we had an embedded chord in our diminished scales. Well, just the same way, right? Because it's also a symmetrical scale, we have an embedded chord in the augmented scale. In our future video, we are going to take a look at how to build the whole tone scale.